Right now we're going to learn about the naming formulas. There are three types of formulas that you'll be able to name. It's covalent, ionic, and acids. First we have the covalents. The covalents are formed from two nonmetals bonded together. To name these, you have to use the mono, di, tri system, and etc. Next, you have your acids. You will know it's an acid if it starts with an H. Acids, there are two branches with breakoff branches coming from that. So you'll know how to name an acid with a nonmetal by using this. So for example, if you have an H in front of a chloride, it will be hydrochloric acid. Next, you have the H's with your polyatomic ions. Next, we have H's with your polyatomic ions. If your polyatomic ion ends with an 8 and has an H in front of it, then the suffix you will use is "ic." For example, if you have chlorate, then it will be chloric acid. And if you have an "ite" ending with an H in front of it, it will be an "us." So, for example, you have nitrate, it will be nitrous acid. And finally, you have ionic. You will know if it is ionic if it starts with a metal or NH4. So, when you know the metal charge, you will use no Roman numerals. And if you don't know the metal charge to use, you will have to use Roman numerals. So let me show you an example. So this right here is aluminum nitrate. Since we know that aluminum has a charge of 3, we don't have to use Roman numerals. So our answer for this would be aluminum nitrate, without the need to use Roman numerals. Right here we have iron hydroxide. But since we don't know the charge of iron, we must use Roman numerals. Now let me show you how to do this. So you have iron here and hydroxide. We know hydroxide has a charge of -1. So now what we must do is do 3 times -1. That is -3. That is the charge of our hydroxide. So now we have to make iron +3. So now we know this charge is 3. So to write that, you have to write iron 3 in a Roman numeral form, hydroxide. So now to recap, we have covalent, ionic, and acids. We know that covalent is two nonmetals, we know ionic starts with a metal, and we know that acids start with H. We know that covalent uses the mono-di-tri system. We know that ionic uses Roman numerals if you don't know the charge, and no Roman numerals if you know the charge. And we know that acids use the "ic" and "os" suffixes depending on what the nonmetal is attached to it.